Yo, what is up YouTube? My name is Wikus and welcome back to the Week Trading channel. So today I will focus a bit more on the best market indicator available. The best thing is you don't have to add this indicator to your chart. I've been showing this indicator for basically all of the videos that I've uploaded to YouTube. All you need to do is make use of it correctly and understand the impact that this indicator has on the market. With that being said, adding value and helping traders grow is the key reason why I share the information and tips that I do. That is why I decided to create a trading logbook in Excel format as well as a PDF document that you can make use of to journal all your trades and use that as guiding steps for your next trade. Journaling in trading is really important as it will help you learn out of the mistakes that you've made as well as the successes in the market and help you duplicate those successes and cut out all the mistakes. The logbook will be downloadable from my website sometime tonight to anyone who is interested in making use of it. And once again, thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. Please watch the video till the end. And before I take too much of your time, let's get straight into the markets. Oh, what a beautiful closure we had on the market this week. In last week's analysis, I showed that I would like the market to close above the 50% of this bearish candle to form a beautiful morning star candle. And that is exactly what happened. We closed above the 38.2%. So it showed that the market actually really pushed up, forming a beautiful morning star on top of this weekly resistance point. And that's basically where I'm going to come into the market indicator that I talked about. So on the previous videos, I showed that we should mark off these areas of the weekly and the daily time frames to show us where there's the most support and resistance in the market looking at a bigger time frame. So on the weekly, we had this area here, and I marked it off in the previous video as well. We had that area there. Let me just make it green quickly. And then we also had this area here, basically. But I also said that I would like to move this one to the top because of that resistance there. So that one was basically around about there. And if we add another one, we can maybe look at this one here. And now we can take this one to this area there. So those are the areas of the weekly that looks like minor support zones, but when you go down to the lower time frames like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, those zones tend to play a massive role. And that's when I'm keen to call them major resistance or major support zones, but on the weekly time frame they are minor support or resistance zones. Going down to the daily to have a look at these areas, we can see that the market actually really respects them. So this weekly zone was created there, and look how the daily chart respected it there. Look how the daily chart respected it there, to absolute precision on that one there and here as well. And then a little bit here as well. We go down lower to the lower time frames like the 4 hour. Just look how the market plays around this area. Broke away from this one. Resistance there. Support there. Supports on that one. Look at that candle there. And this one basically got supports around the area. Eventually stayed above it. Got another support there and just started running up. This one we had a break. A simple retest on the 4 hour. And then just a pull away. We have not retested this one, but look at that absolute precision of retest of that specific minor weekly but major support zone on the lower time frames. So using these areas as guidelines for trades when the market moves in a certain direction will really help you gauge those perfect entries in the market. Looking at what the candles do around those specific areas when they get to those areas or where they break through those areas on the lower time frame. Now if we play the market back just a little bit to that area where we started moving bullish again, we go down to the 1 hour, we can start seeing now, using this in conjunction with our normal rules of trading, we've got this trend line that's basically running around downwards, and the market's actually, let's turn around now. The market got some rejection but broke through it, and the market actually got a bit of a retest of this trend line, got a bit resistance there on the 1 hour but broke through it immediately, came down to retest that area, got resistance there at the top at first, broke through it, basically coming back down again, playing around those areas, retesting it the whole time, getting support there, but broke through it, retested it immediately. And that's how the market plays around those zones. So using that as a confluence with your normal ABCD patterns, your normal bull trend, bear trend, look how the market broke through that one there. And literally the market uses those areas the whole time. So if you stay to your normal analysis and your normal basic trading rules, you can really gauge accurate entries around those areas. Look how that one broke through again. And remember, this is a 4-hour and a 1-hour ABCD pattern that turned bullish after this trend line was broken and the market respecting those areas. So you could have gone into a sell from that area to come down to catch your C point on the 4-hour time frame and actually follow that one. And as the market moved up again past that one, breaking through this trend line here, you could have gauged, okay, well, the market broke up above this zone. It's starting to get support at this area. We are going bullish again. Could have got in on that trend or on that weekly zone and rode the market back up and let the market then show you broke through that one, retested it there, stayed above it the whole time, and the market did the same there. And that's basically how I use those. So it's not per se an indicator, it's basically the market speaking to you, showing you here is my support and resistance zones on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame. Use this as a guidance as to what the market is doing, where the market is moving towards, and what the market is planning to do in the next coming days or next coming weeks. And those areas will then give you really, really good entries in the market and actually really help you to gauge the structure of the current market or the momentum of the current market. If we are continuously going downwards and breaking those trend or those lines in a bearish trend, you know that we are mostly on a bear trend. If we are breaking them consistently, retesting them on a bull trend, you know that the market has pulled back into a bull momentum. And that's basically what happened here. We broke 2-3 of them. The market came back down, basically to come and retest the lowest one here, and the market basically went back up. So that is exactly the way that you need to use the zones. Use them as a break and retest tool. Use them as a total momentum of the market. See where the market is moving towards, what areas are being retested, what areas are being broken, and what is the market doing around those areas. And that will really help you to get successful trades and really good entries in the market. Now I'm going to take away everything quickly, or actually I'm going to keep the weekly zones there. Go back to the weekly time frame to see what the market has formed for us now. So we've got this weekly zone here, and the market actually formed a beautiful morning star on the weekly pattern. Now that shows to me that we have mostly formed support there on the weekly time frame, and we could very possibly expect a continuation of the bull momentum from here on forward, keeping in mind that it is earnings time of the year again, of all the quarter again, and Tesla's showing earnings this week. Netflix is showing earnings this week on Wednesday, I think. So we need to keep all those areas in mind, or all those time frames in mind, just to know that we could expect a bit of manipulation in the market. We could expect bad news coming out. Also keeping in mind that the shelves in the US is quite empty, and there's a lot of negative news coming out around that. And that's also going to impact the amount of sales that the retailers or the big tech companies is going to have coming October, November, December. So keeping all of those stuff in mind, just sticking to the technicals for now. I'm seeing that we are moving quite bullish after the past week again, and it's really a good sign for me. I love to see that. Looking on the daily time frame, if we look at this whole structure, we've got a massive resistance zone that's basically coming into play right about now. I'm going to mark this one off in blue quickly, like such, and just have a look at the structure. So if we look at this trend, we've got a nice daily trend line that basically started playing off round about there, something like that. and we closed there on Thursday, and Friday basically happened there. And we had a nice break and retest on the 4-hour and the 1-hour of that area. I had a trade, a buy from the bottom up to this area. I closed out that trade there, took my profits, waited for clear indication as to what the market's going to do, and I got back into buys again, and I'm running new buys up from this trend line here. So I literally had one of my absolute best weeks in the market this last week. I think I managed over 5 or 6,000 pips this week on my trade. So I had a great week. So looking at this, we can expect some resistance there. We've also got this nice order block here on the 4-hour that's forming. And if we look on a large ABCD scale on the daily time frame, it is around the 78.6. So we might get some resistance there for the market to move back down again. Now, looking at this whole structure, we've got nice ABCD patterns that completed, moving up. We've got this ABCD that completed, and another one ABCD that completed. So we need to start turning around again to come and find some liquidity. The question in my mind is, where are we going to find it? Are we going to find it round about this area here? Let me just put that off. Are we going to find it there? Or are we going to find it at this area here? Or are we going to find it at a smaller support or resistance zone, like perhaps somewhere here in the middle, like somewhere there? So I'm waiting for the market again. I'm going to keep this trade open for now until I see clear rejection of either this zone or that zone, or maybe just as the market opens on Monday, as the market basically just turns around, breaks through this one again, retests it, and goes down. I will close out those buys and see what happened. For now, I am mostly bullish. I know that there's a lot of traders showing that there's sells coming in from that 15,180 area. I'm not too keen on those sells for now. I know that some technicals on the daily time frame is showing that, but I've got overwhelming technicals on the 4-hour and the 1-hour showing that we could very possibly continue on a bull trend. We've also got this nice bull trend here that's moving up. And until we do not close below this trend line and successfully break and retest these weekly zones, I will not look for sells. I will wait for the market patiently to come back down and get into a buy again at some stage after seeing good enough amounts of support at one of those zones. So until we are, let's say, at least below this trend line on this trend line, and we are successfully showing rejection candles from this green line or that weekly zone, I will not go into sales. I will continue on my bull trend because that's what I'm seeing that's happening in the market. I do expect some bull news coming out with Netflix and those companies, but we will have to wait and see what happens when that news actually drops. So yeah, for now, keep on holding bulls for me. I would like the market to actually break out of this area and maybe come and retest the zones here again, and then another continuation to the top. We could expect the market to hover around this area as well because there was a bit of consolidation there on the daily time frame. So we could expect the same thing around about this side. Also, if you look at it at a bigger stance, if we do this on a bigger scale, we can look at a possible head and shoulders like such. We've got this shoulder, basically there's the head, and the market formed this area here, and we can easily get a bit of a resistance there and a continuation down on a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. But for now, I'm still bull, but I'm keeping my eye open to see what's going to happen. I'm still bull. I hope this video helps you. I hope this information helps you. If you've got any questions, please be so kind. Click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, or leave a comment down below if you want to know anything or you got any comments. And thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. I will see you all in the next video. Have a legendary week. Cheers.